Hey, welcome back to another edition of Everything Football 62. I'm your host, Jonathan Big Tex Johnson. So it's been a little bit. I'm going to talk to you guys, about Carson Wentz. It's funny because I actually did a piece called, if you guys remember, I did a piece called, talking about Nick Foles being a relief pitcher. Now, about a week or two, I guess it's been 2 weeks now, Carson Wentz got that deal, of him a 4-year, $128 million contract with $107 million guaranteed. They want to go ahead and lock him up since they sent Foles on his way. I think Foles is over in Jacksonville, I believe. Sent him on his way. Now, this is the thing. Now, and I mentioned this before was Foles a relief pitcher, and what Philly doesn't seem to get. Philadelphia, some of the fans or whatever, they got Super Bowl, they went to playoffs, stuff like that, fine. None of their quarterbacks started 16 games. Wentz did it his rookie year. Had some promise and stuff like that. When everything was going fine in the 2017 season, and everything, he was getting ready to be MVP. Everybody knows that. That was obvious. He was balling. I give him that. He was balling. And played 13 games and whatnot. And, then missed the rest of the season with the broken leg, and whatnot, and everything. And then I think he rushed it back a little bit, but Nick Foles wasn't playing that good, so they went on and put him in there, and he played 11 games. Only to miss the next 5 games and the playoffs as well. Doing that. So he missed the last few games of the 2017 season, and then he missed the last games again in the 2018 season. And they just gave him this money, so lock him up and everything like that and all this good stuff. And see, that's the thing. And I said this before. One of the things that everybody needs to get into their head is the fact that your Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks, those guys played football games. True. Manning missed a year, neck injury. Brady missed a year, knee got messed up and everything like that. Got it. Take those 2 seasons out from one of those players and whatnot. Take the seasons out, right? Take that season out and go look at everything else that they've done, right? Freak accidents happen and stuff like that. Now, these particular injuries happened when these guys were already been in the league for at least close to a decade, or right at 7-8 years. So they already made their mark. You're already missing games, at least a good 10 games or so, that early in your career. You just got drafted in 2016, and now you look up, you've missed at least right at 10 games, and you're just getting ready to go into your quote-unquote 4th season, right? And this is something you got to look at. Like I kept telling everybody about the whole Nick Foles thing. Nick Foles has never played 16 games. No place that he's ever been has he played 16 games. Has he showed some brilliance? Yeah, okay, I'll give him that. He got the Super Bowl, got hot, and all this kind of stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Nick Foles hasn't played. So that's why I say it's going to be really interesting to see what happens coming up here in the 2019 season. Like I said, Wentz here had missed games late in the season where he is needed. In other words, his injuries basically shut him down for the season. So Wentz has not played in the playoffs yet. Again, played 16 games once his rookie season, again with 7-9 or something like that. But he hasn't done anything. So to give him that money to lock him up, and that's what these guys are going to run around and do, give him all this money and stuff like that, which is fine. It's the money, they do whatever they want to do with it. But this is a problem. This is a problem based on the fact that you're giving somebody, and I told y'all a year or so ago, when they gave Carl that money, I said too much too soon. And Carr over the past couple haven't really done, aside from that 2016 season when, okay, he did that and he got hurt. Now, like I said, I already said that, that could have been a team that possibly could have went to the Super Bowl. They just had everything kind of, there. And he got hurt and stuff like that. In 2017, he struggled. 2018, he struggled. right? So now, okay, now we're going to see what's going to happen this year. It's going to be interesting. I already talked about that in another video. But these guys haven't played. And to be in an upper echelon of top quarterbacks, like I've said this, you got to play games, man. You have to play. These guys ain't even playing 16. These guys ain't even playing 16 games. 14, 15. These guys are getting hurt in the whole 9 yards. Yet they're still demanding for them to get all of this particular money. Which just the irony of that is just crazy to me. But again, that's just how the league is now. Right? So in 4 years, and like I said, I've said this, and I was telling the Philadelphia fan this that I work with. He's a big Philly fan. Like, dude, had you ever even heard of Carson Wentz prior to him coming in, being drafted by Philly? No. Tons of Philly. No. Nobody follows North Dakota State. It's not about a knock against them. They're a powerhouse in that Division II or whatever it is, in that particular division, in that NCAA Division I FC ball. So, but you look at it like this: in 4 years at North Dakota State, he became a starter in 2014, where he went 15-1 and whatnot. So one of them years he had 3,111 yards, 25 touchdowns, 10 hits, 642 yards rushing, and 6 touchdowns. In 2015, he played 6 games and missed 8 games. Okay? This is what I'm saying. He has already shown that he's been on all those championship teams, but for the most part, he only played 1 game in about 4 years of college. I mean, he played about 1 full season in about 4 years of college. Go back to his high school days, which is like really obscured to an extent, because if you really take a look at it and break it down, somebody his size coming out of high school, 6'4", 225, where's the Alabama office? Where's the Florida office? Florida State office? Where is any of these type of office of these major colleges for somebody that's 6'4" with a rifle arm and all the attributes? What is it? And I'm telling you, the kid gets hurt. And I've already said it, and I told the guy, I said, reminds me of Jim Everett. And we'll see what happens with that. You know what I'm saying? I had to break down to do it. Hey, you really look at Jim Everett, same number, around the same height. Wentz is a little bigger as far as thicker or whatever like that. But I don't know. We'll see. But like I said, he's been given this money, right? And we're gonna see what happens there in the NFC East and whatnot. Because, people will holler at and start, I know Philly fans, or like much other fans, if something starts going wrong, we should have kept, the guy, you should have kept Nick Foles or whatever. Like I said, but Nick Foles hasn't played. Nick Foles has played, I think, 10 games once or twice in his career. That's it. Hurt or just coming off the bench or whatever the case may be, but he's never played that. That's why I said. So we're going to see what happens with Carson Wentz. I'm looking forward to the season, obviously. So we're going to see what's going to happen with the young man. But like I said, that's something to be a little bit worried about if you're a Philly fan. Now, people sit up there talking about, with Zach and Dak Prescott and his, his record and stuff like that. Well, he's done just as good as Wentz, based upon the fact that Wentz was on the team that went to the Super Bowl, got that, but Wentz didn't play. Right? Wentz didn't play at all. Then he didn't even play in the playoffs. So Wentz has not even yet won a playoff game. Dak Prescott has at least won a playoff game. It's been in 3, and he think he's 1 and 2 now. So, so we'll see what happens with that. And like I said, this market of quarterbacks getting paid all this particular type of money, I'm not the one to sit up there and talk about guys getting their money, but at the same time, they're throwing, like I said, but if your record shows that you're balling, if that's what they're going to use it, if it's going to be the record aspect of it, then okay, then you look up, Dak Prescott has proved himself to be whatever the market is set for. He needs to go ahead and get his money. I think Dak's a really good quarterback. He can be great. Like I said, just, no mistakes. Don't double guess yourself sometime. And sometimes you may have to flee out of that pocket. It works that way sometimes. It has to be that way sometimes. But again, like I say, the whole thing with Carson Wentz, I just really want to know if he's the real deal. And he has the tools, but his injuries, his little knick-knack injuries, that is what make me look at him. And even coming out of high school and then the whole time in college, so it's like, and now it's manifesting itself in the pros. So you missing almost like I said again, almost double digits in games, and you just got in the league. So that's something that should concern Philadelphia Eagle fans. I know it would concern me if that was my quarterback. Always injury prone and whatnot. So we'll see what ends up happening and whatnot. Probably be back a little bit later. With my addition, with the little addition I normally do with the guys that should be in the Hall of Fame that's not, and maybe even some guys that shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame that might be in there and whatnot. That shouldn't be in there, or some guys who's deserving and who's not deserving, in my opinion. Just my opinion. It doesn't really mean a whole lot, but I have an opinion about those particular type of things. All right, you guys have a good one. I might be back a little bit later, like I always tell you. Numbers don't lie, get emotional, people do. There is no greatest of all time, GOAT, as long as time's still going on. We catch back with you guys later.